Welcome to the Mind Kitchen. If you are new to running a pickleball business and you're thinking to yourself, Simon, this is kind of stressful. I'm getting kind of emotional. It's up and down. I'm finding that I'm getting burnt out. I'm finding that, sometimes I'm just wanting to say to myself, screw this, I'll just do something else. Understand it's normal, but also understand we all go through this journey as entrepreneurs, especially with different life events and things that happen. I have had very fortunate things happen to me in business, and even still, I've gone through my medical condition, I've gone through so much, and so I've had to double and triple down on some of the things that I'm going to be talking to you about today in the Mind Kitchen. Now, in pickleball, by the way, this totally relates to pickleball too. In pickleball, we want to move up from the baseline to the kitchen, because by doing so, we get a strategic advantage. And it's the same with these four components that I'm going to be talking to you about today. By the way, I didn't design this. Actually, I learned this a long time ago by Tony Robbins, and his stuff is totally worth digesting. I think Tony's so great when it comes to motivating, inspiring, and really understanding human psychology, and more importantly, how it drives behavior in our own lives and also in business. So the first thing, and this is really about building business confidence. When you raise confidence, you will notice that you take more action. You will notice that you're more in flow. You'll notice that things get done faster. What you maybe might have done in 3 months or 6 months can be done in a week, because you're starting to understand your own thinking. All right. So the first one of these four that I want to talk about today, and by the way, there's lots more that I'll be talking about, which is state. Okay. So when I say state, I mean state of mind. Okay. For example, when you're walking onto the pickleball court, are you optimistic? Are you riding off of the back of other wins from the day before? Have you had bad sleep? Right. I notice in myself when I've got stuff going on with my health, and I go and play, but I've not had a good night's sleep. That low energy impacts our thinking. So what you want to understand about your business is that your state of mind impacts everything, impacts energy. When I'm actually working with my clients on their performance, I'm actually measuring and tracking their meditation, their nutrition, their fitness, and their sleep, because all of those things impact energy. And all of the things that impact energy impact your state. So when you're having a bad day in your business, when things aren't going well, when you have a trigger that happens that sends you downward, for example, maybe, you thought that a deal was going to go through, but it doesn't. All of these things are going to impact our state of mind. But, and this is the point I want to make in this video, you can alter your state by the other things that are going to happen in what I'm going to share with you in the video. All right. So just being self-aware around your state, like right now, okay, or prior to watching this video, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think your state is at? Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling optimized? Are you feeling excited? Or are you feeling a bit down? Are you feeling in fear? Are you feeling, maybe a bit sad? Are you worrying? Okay. Well, on a plane, okay, that is going to go up and down throughout your day with certain things that happen. So it's really good to catch ourselves, all right, and understand that we can actually shift our state. So the next one, which is language. Now, state impacts language, and language is what you're telling yourself, the words that you are speaking to yourself. For example, are you saying to yourself, I'm not good enough? Or are you saying to yourself, I'm really great at this? Okay. So when you're in low energy, when you're tired, right, typically that impacts our thinking. So you've got to understand that all of these things are tied together. You want to make a list of the things that you're telling yourself on a regular basis, because if you continue to repeat something that's positive, what will happen is that will shift into a belief system. Okay. And that belief system creates your identity as an entrepreneur. Now, the thing about entrepreneurship is, and this is so key, which is the wins that we get impact our confidence. But if we haven't had wins, we kind of need to train our brain and understand and focus on those wins coming. Because in the early days, you're going to get things like imposter syndrome. In the early days, when you don't have the win of that first sale or that first product, you're in this kind of zone. In pickleball, we maybe call it the no man's land as an example, right? Well, in business, there's also that no man's land, right? Because maybe you haven't got those wins. And so understand that, especially in the early stages of business, that state and that language may not be positive, and that's okay. It's important to understand it. Okay, so the first one is understanding that your state can change, and understanding what you're thinking to yourself, especially in the times when things don't go right, because you're always going to have fluctuations, like in pickleball, where things don't go right. But it's very important that you get back as quick as you can. Because if you have something that goes wrong, how long do you stay there for? For example, in pickleball, if you lose a game, how long do you stay in that negative mindset? Because it's going to impact more and more games if you stay in that state of mind. Okay, versus if you lose a game and then your partner, if you have some rituals that you do on the court, you can actually bring yourself back and reset yourself. Okay, mentally reset yourself. So if you're mentally resetting yourself on the pickleball court, understand in business, when things don't go right, you need to mentally reset yourself by understanding that you can change your state and understanding that the words that you're saying to yourself. Okay, words are very important. The words that we say to other people, the words that we say to our partners on the pickleball court, and the words that we say to ourselves. So I want you to think about, what do you say to yourself on the pickleball court when things don't go right? And I want you to remind yourself in your business when things don't go right to say positive things to yourself to reset yourself. Okay. The next one is physiology. Okay. So this is about how you are literally holding your body. And this is why, and Tony talks about this, which is like the hero pose, which is when you pull your shoulders back, when you hold your chest up, it changes the way that you think. Actually, I was watching, I saw a post the other day about our neck and body position and how that impacts blood flow to our brain. So what happens is that when we're tired, when we don't have a good state, when we're not saying good things to ourselves, typically what happens is we move our body in a different position. And so you will notice people, if you go out on the street, if you look on the pickleball court, notice when things aren't going well, people's body position will change. So you want to reset. Like right now, focus on how you're holding your body. Are you slouched over in your chair, or are you sat up nice and straight? I need to always remind myself to sit up nice and straight to help my posture. And it does make a big difference. So understand that also your state and your language impacts the physiology and how you're holding your body. And also, I'll give you another pro tip here, which is it also impacts your breathing. When we're stressed out and we're anxious, our breathing changes. So you want to also notice that and bring that into the mix. All of these are self-awareness exercises that are going to help to bring you into a new place of being what I call a super high performer. Very important in a pickleball business. And the next one is focus. Focus can be in the moment. For example, when our state's down, when we're not saying good things to ourselves rather, then that is going to alter what we're focusing on. Are we focusing on the good? Are we focusing on, for example, if you have a bad day in business, are you just looking at that and focusing on that bad thing? Or are you actually opening it up to a bigger picture, going like, look at all the great things that have happened this year? So you need to understand that your state, your language, your physiology impacts what you're focusing on. And sometimes we can always be focused on the worst case scenario, especially if you have low confidence, if you have low self-esteem. Typically your focus will quickly snap to everything that's going wrong. And the problem with that is that it can snowball. As soon as you start that, do you ruminate? Do you continue going on that path? And the problem with that when it comes to productivity and when it comes to high performance, which is if you do that too long, you can really train yourself, and then you start to put things off. Then you get those ideas, and because you're focused on the negative, you don't take action on those ideas, and you're not pushing things forward. And then your dreams, your aspirations, the reason why you came into business in the first place can start to go rapidly downhill. So what we want to do essentially is move our focus up into, even when things aren't going right, into what is going right and what has been going right, and knowing that we can quickly change it. All right. Oh, yep. All right. I want to get that back. It's going to come back. All right. So we want to, and this is just action steps, on a daily basis, be aware of our state of mind and bring that up to the mind kitchen, bring it to the forefront, okay? Every day, okay? For example, it's 10 o'clock in the day, and you're not feeling that great. Perfect, go and have a cold shower, all right? Go and meditate, go to the gym, go play pickleball, right? Because it's gonna alter your state of mind. And use that slipstream for taking action. When you're feeling good, I call it the window of opportunity. When you're feeling good, take action. If you're not feeling good, change your state. The next one, what are you thinking to yourself? Write down the words that you're telling to yourself, and notice also how you interact with others when you're not feeling good, and be vulnerable to tell people, hey, listen, I'm not feeling that good right now, which is why I'm not speaking kind words, right? If you're someone on the pickleball court, for example, and you catch yourself because maybe your partner isn't performing, train yourself to say positive words to them instead of getting frustrated and actually silencing them, which can be very common, right? The next one, physiology. How are you holding your body? Again, on the pickleball court, when something doesn't go right, snap yourself, turn around. If there's, I kind of tap my paddle, reset, okay? The same in business. Understanding that your physiology, how you're holding yourself, impacts your mind. And the next one, what is your focus, especially in times when things aren't going right, okay? Also, and this is just a bigger picture on the focus, understand that the more energy and focus you put into something, the faster that's going to be producing itself. So if you're in fear and you don't have the right state, then what could take a day to do could end up being drawn out for a week, for 3 months, for 6 months. And it's all to do with this, which is emotional intelligence. A lot of this is really about understanding your emotions and how your emotions drive behavior. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. But it's important to write these down, use them as self-awareness markers, and just don't beat yourself up too much, okay? If you have a bad day, just understand that understanding this is going to play really importantly into you in different areas of your business. Which brings me on to finally this, which is this can also be applied to certain areas of your business. For example, when it comes to, and I talk a lot about being on video, okay? So what is your mindset? What is your state when it comes to, if I asked you to go on camera, what would your state be like? What would you be telling yourself? Would you be saying to yourself, I can't do that? Or should you be saying to yourself, do you know what? I can do that. And it has a different energy to it. You actually bring in a certain posture and a certain energy, all right? Remember a time when you felt really confident, maybe not in business, but another time on the pickleball court, and draw that energy and confidence into your business, okay? And then obviously we got these other elements too. So let me know if you want me to do more videos from the Mind Kitchen. I love talking about mindset because I know it has a massive impact on you getting the success which you deserve in your business. If you want more, head to picklepreneurs.com where you can apply for coaching. You can also check out the Picklepreneurs Mastermind, and I will see you in another video. And if you aren't already subscribed, hit that button, and I'll see you again. Take care.